everyone, today I'm doing a true unboxing. Okay, so let's see what is inside. This box came today. Generally I give these boxes a bit of a how shall I say, quarantine before I open them, so a couple of days. But I'm quite excited to open it today, so I put a little like a shopping bag on my desk to protect it. Okay, so I've just taken the you know, the what's it called, the invoice out of it, which was right at the top, and now let's have a look at what we have. I wonder if the camera, this is actually the highest the camera can go, so let's just take, okay, so I'm just going to take all the boxes out and then remove it. Oh, this is nice and heavy. There we go, so 3 boxes. I will also go and wash my hands and then we can open the other boxes. Alright, so I am back. We have 3 different boxes. So there's the lightest one. So let's open this box. By the way, these dissolve in water, I learned, so that's the way to get rid of them. I know what this is. This is a backup for so I got 2 backup for the dark indigo. And I've got 2 more new colors. So I've been looking at this Crimson Lake, and it's hard to see it on the swatches, like online swatches. I kind of was hoping for this, like a really, like a burgundy type of color, like similar to this. This is Holbein burgundy. So I was wondering if I could find something slightly different. I have a similar here color, which is chestnut, and then I have also, no, this is quite different. Yeah, so basically I can see from the graphite it looks quite different, so I wonder how different it actually is on paper. So dark indigo, beautiful backup. My dark indigo is getting smaller, and that's the first pencil. All the others are not as small, so I can see I've been using it quite a bit. That's a lot for me. I usually don't get through a pencil that quickly. Keeping in mind I don't just work in colored pencils, I use a lot of other supplies. So definitely wanted to get a backup. Thinking of it after, I should have also gotten the pink white, although it's not as much used, but it's also one of the mostly used pencils for me. And then, of course, I got the Cobalt green. I have been looking at this color for a little while, and I'll show you kind of my similar colors that I got in these sort of, in this range, and you can see that they are kind of, you know, not as green as this one, so I wanted to have a cobalt green color there as well. I'm trying to see if I have any similar colors in my other color pencils, but I can't see it at the minute, so there you go. Okay, so that's pencils. Now let's do the second box. So this is 2 sets. Well, they were sold as a set. I wasn't sure if they were going to come in a box or not. but they're just sort of individually wrapped like so, and they were sold as a set of 3. One of them had these sort of natural yellow colors, and then the other one had these natural kind of neutrals. So I wanted to try them out because I actually am quite enjoying different brands of watercolor. Like, I don't want to be too fixated on one brand, and I think that's really like a major lesson I learned this year, is that don't put all of your eggs in one basket, you know. Find colors that you love for the colors, not for the brand. Don't be dedicated to just the brand, but find things that work within the brand. And if some colors do, also experience other brands. So I'm kind of curious more in Jackson's watercolor paints now as well, because, you know, I've been loving their other products, like paper and brushes are fantastic, so I wanted to try these. So we've got Rose Sienna, Burnt Umber, Yellow Ochre, Warm Sepia, Neutral Tint, and Burnt Sienna. By the way, this purchase has been made using the affiliate credits that I had. Thanks to all of your purchases that you've done through my affiliate links on Jackson's. Thank you so much. So just to let you know, I think there's also, I mean, obviously you can purchase the products that I review if you love them from the actual link, because that makes it a lot more easier for you to just click onto the link and it brings you to that product. Sometimes the links I do of the range, not a specific color, because then you can find the color that I mentioned, but you also can shop around and see if there's any other colors that you might want to add to the order and buy it in one go, rather than buying just that one piece and then realizing later you want to buy more and spending on the shipping again, and etc. So that sometimes can you know, be quite useful. The other thing you can do is actually just use a link, which I'll start including just at the top where I have all of my information and links in the description box, just the link for Jackson's, and that way you can go straight in there if you want any day to support my channel. If you want to buy something that has not been mentioned on my channel, but you want to kind of help this channel grow a little bit and support it, then you can also do it that way. You can do your independent purchase through that link, and I get a percentage basically onto my affiliate. So just to let you know if you didn't know that. And then the third box, but of course you absolutely don't have to do it, I'm just saying that there is an option in case you didn't know that. Okay, so this is the exciting box. I mean, don't these colors make you happy? They are exciting. Sometimes it's quite hard to judge the colors online. Some products are really exactly bang on point from the photography of things, but these are gorgeous. I'm so happy with what I'm seeing here. So I got 3 new FWs and 1 System 3. So the color, I'll just show you quickly. So this is my kind of original or my little collection here of the FWs. And what I have is, so this color, it looks like it has been renamed. Flash Tint is no longer called Flash Tint. It's still available, but it's now, I think it's called something peach, either pink peach or perfect peach, something like that. And yeah, I think for obvious reasons, a lot of brands are now renaming their colors because, you know, it's Caucasian skin tone, to not offend anyone. It's Flash Tint kind of would suggest that that's the only color that exists. So a lot of other like pencil brands who had skin tones, and I think markers even, I've noticed they have renamed them. So I wanted to see like a different color within that range, and there were a couple by System 3 So this is a portrait pink, and it looks more milkier. So I'm quite interested to try it. It looks like a very, very pale skin tone, Caucasian skin tone. So that's a new color. And then from the FWs, I thought these three looked so gorgeous together, and even with this one in as a lighter color. But this one here is Fluorescent Pink, which I already thought the Process Magenta was super bright, but no, there is a brighter color, and this is literally a neon. They are quite hard to show on camera, but it is a true hot pink neon color, so I am quite excited to try it out. I would assume it's not light fast because of its nature. It's a fluorescent pink, so yeah, need to be careful with those colors if you're creating art to sell as originals. And then here, yeah, you can see the dots are for light fastness. These have 3 dots. Let me see if there's any more than 3. So these are all 3 dots. 3. This is not it. 3 dots even for this super bright color. Yeah, so far all of them are 3, and this one is 2. So this is all of them are 3 except for this one is 1. So that would suggest it's not light fast. Okay, the other 2 colors are Brilliant Yellow and Orange Flame, or Flame Orange. Which one is the English one? Yeah, Flame Orange. So this is a gorgeous, kind of like a rusty orange, so I didn't want a fluorescent orange. There's also a few other fluorescent colors, but I wanted something quite like something I could use for hair or blush or something like that. And then this one is a gorgeous, beautiful yellow. The other yellow that I have is yellow ochre, and you can see they are different. So this is kind of like a cadmium type of a yellow, or like a Hansa yellow. I'm trying to find a pencil that would be a good match. What's this one? Dandelion, kind of a similar color. Yeah, there we go. What's this one? This is dark cadmium yellow, so quite similar to cadmium yellow. Yeah, I am quite excited to be swatching these out. I hope you found it exciting. I am certainly finding my excitement for art supplies, and you know, I'm kind of sticking to things that I know, so like the Luminance and the FWs, but also trying to find something something quite interesting. By the way, I don't know if you noticed it or not, this is sort of meant to be a skin tone color range here that I selected, or at least I think that they will make nice skin tones. I love their tubes. They look like they were made by hand, you know, and they have that kind of like a modern retro look to them. Yeah, I like it. Green. So let's swatch out Carmine Lake. It is, like I said before, it is quite hard sometimes to judge the colors online. So I wanted this to be like have a red undertone, which I can definitely see. So yeah, this is lovely. I'm also going to create a lighter swatch coming out of it, just to see a range. So there you go, Carmine Lake. So with these pencils, the lead is quite softish, so I would recommend to have a brush to hand. Never ever use your finger to drag the crumbs on the paper, because that will totally smudge into the paper, and only use like a really soft, fluffy, this is a maker brush by the way, so that would do nicely. And then we have Cobalt Green. This is gorgeous. feels a tiny little bit more scratchier than this one. This one was very smooth in comparison, but it certainly doesn't feel too scratchy. And then I won't swatch these two. I will swatch the one that I already have here. So this is the dark indigo. So look, if I go really hard, it's basically a black, but it's not a flat color. It's got definitely indigo undertone to it, which to me makes it more interesting than a black. So I use this pencil in place of black. Whenever I would want to create a black eyeliner, this is the pencil I use. It's super, super intense, and it's beautiful. Okay, so that's the pencils. Okay, next let's swatch these beautiful inks. So what we have is, firstly, let's start with the lightest color, going like that in this direction. So these are Rowney Acrylic Ink, and the difference between the FW is they're artist grade and System 3 is student grade, but they work beautifully, both of them. I just would imagine that maybe there is like a pigment difference or something in them. They're a bit more expensive, these ones, but the student grade is still quite beautiful, and you get all of the pigment info on the bottles. So PW6, PR101, PY42, and yeah, so every bottle has light fastness information, and I can't see actually light fastness on here, so maybe that's what it is. Maybe these are not light fast. Not sure, although there are 3 stars here, so they could be light fast. I don't know, but there's something better in these because they're more expensive. Okay, so this is like this sort of beigey peachy color. You only need very little because, as it is an acrylic ink, basically treat it like acrylic paint. The good thing about these is that you can use them in place of watercolor if you dilute them with a lot of watercolor. So you can see how opaque it is when it first starts, so literally like acrylic paint, but then you can blend it and you can create gradients with it. So I quite like that about acrylic inks. You can create blossoms, you can create these backgrounds and the cauliflowers that you can do with watercolors. Next color we have is the, so did I say this is the portrait pink? This is the brilliant yellow, and it's PY3 and PY83. Give them a little shake. I mean, after a while they do tend to settle at the bottom. When they're new, they settle less so, but make sure you empty the pipette because sometimes the pigment dries up in there as well and then just comes out a bit crumbly. So that's just something to know. This is a beautiful color. I've got one here which is the Yellow Orange Azo by Liquitex. It's a bit more orange, that one, and it's not as opaque, so I like these colors here. These FWs, I mean the acrylic inks by Rowney. I'm creating a larger swatch because I want you to see the gradient, so I might use these 2 spaces here to do that the other 2 with. So next one is Flame Orange. You can see how little you need. There we go. And now I'm quite excited about this fluorescent pink. So it's basically like a super hot neon pink. Wow. I mean, this is glowing off the page. It's not doing it on the camera because all the neons are very hard to represent the true nature of them as you can see them in real life. But this is super beautiful. I love it when it's quite watered out as well versus this. I mean, it's literally, if you have seen the most glowing hot neon pink, this is it. On the camera it almost looks purpley, but it's not like that in real life at all. Trying to think, I don't have anything. There was a China glaze color, like a nail polish, in this hot pink, which is very reminiscent of that. Okay, so I'm going to label these now, and then we'll swatch the watercolors.